friends, welcome back to She's At It Again. I saw something on the internet the other day, and I think it was one of those YouTube shorts, and the guy was doing things too fast. I couldn't quite catch all of what he was doing, but I wrote down what I remember and what I think he was doing. I'm going to call this a salad sandwich, and you'll see what I mean when I get started. So, this is the loaf of bread that we made on a different video the other day. So we're going to start with that. This goes together pretty quick as long as you have the things that need to be chopped up ahead of time. All right, I'm going to get a bread knife to cut that with. It just works easier. This is not my favorite bread knife, but it is a bread knife. The difference is it has this serrated edge right here, and it works pretty well. So we're going to try to get about halfway up on this loaf. Go as level as we can all the way across. And this is what it looks like inside. I'm going to take some of this bread out of the middle of it. That will leave kind of a pocket for our ingredients. Take a little bit from the bottom, not a lot though. Okay, hollowing it out just a tad. So, just like that. Kind of reminds me of a spaghetti squash. All right, let's set this board aside. And in our bowl, we are going to put a little bit of mayonnaise. This is homemade mayonnaise. We can link the video for homemade mayonnaise for you if you're not sure how to make that, or use what you have, just your favorite kind. Don't add too much. You can always add more later, but you can't add less. So let's start with a little. And this isn't a huge sandwich, so we're just going to add that much. We're also going to cut up some turkey. This is just turkey lunch meat that doesn't have any nitrates or nitrites in it. I'll put one more slice in there. If the slices are thin, just grab a handful. These are about average thickness, so I'm going to use 3. Put it in our bowl with our mayonnaise. Next, we're going to add some prosciutto. And this is, let me find it on here, dry cured, no nitrates or nitrites, right there. So look for it on the package. And the reason being, it's just a better choice because nitrates and nitrites are considered carcinogenic. That means cancer causing for those of you like myself who aren't real up to snuff on medical terminology. Prosciutto will normally have dividers in it like this, so you want to take those out. I'm only going to use a couple of slices, I think. And it's not as easy to chop as you think. It's kind of like chopping taffy. So if you need to get out scissors to do this, then go right ahead. But it adds a lot of flavor. Just think of soft bacon, sometimes with a smoky flavor to it, but not always. Just make sure it's torn in little pieces, like that. Add that to our bowl. Next, we have some mozzarella that I cut up earlier. You can shred it up. Don't use the pre-shredded kind. I always say that, but really don't. I cut mine up in little tiny cubes. And it's just a handful. It really depends on the size of your bread. I have some cherry tomatoes, organic cherry tomatoes chopped up. Just a little handful of those. Next is some lettuce. And I have a video on preserving lettuce, and trust me, it really works. This is how pretty my lettuce is. I just buy organic romaine hearts, bring them home, wash them really, really good, let them soak for about 24 hours, rinse them off really good, let them dry for the most part, chop the stem end off, and store those in a container, and they store beautifully. Chop that up pretty finely. We'll put that in our bowl. Next, I have some basil I just picked in the backyard yesterday. I'm going to use about 7 leaves of this. I came in and washed it and let it dry. Oh, that smells so good. I don't care what you do to it. Just if you touch it, you rub it, you cut it, you chop it, slice it, whatever. Basil smells so good. Oh my goodness. I don't think as a kid I knew this. Of course, I didn't know what basil was as a kid. I was raised on a farm. We'd never heard of basil. I don't know of anything we would have eaten with basil in it. I can't even imagine. Okay, that only comes out to maybe a teaspoon and a half at the most. Probably closer to a teaspoon once you chop it all up. But that fresh basil smells fabulous. Okay, next we want a little bit of salt and pepper. I'm just going to give a few turns of salt. You can always add more later, but you can't take it off. And then fresh ground black pepper. We like pepper. All right, I'm going to give that a little bit of a stir. I think I'm going to add a little bit more lettuce to that. That lettuce looks really pretty. Okay, and then I have, this is This is in a red wine vinegar bottle, but this is actually called My Favorite Salad Dressing, but it's made with red wine vinegar, and we will link the recipe to this as well. Just give that a splash, not a whole lot. This has Parmesan cheese in it. It's fabulous. All right, give that a stir. Oh my goodness, this looks so good. Can you see that? Oh my goodness. I don't even know what I'm doing, but this smells great. And I'm not even that hungry, but I will be by the time I sit down to eat this. So I figure my husband's going to be pulling in the garage any minute, so if the dogs start barking like crazy, that's what's going on. All right, we're going to take our filling here, just put it on top of our bread. And I know y'all are probably jealous of my spatula. I'm going to show you my spatula. Is that not the cutest thing ever? I have a thing for flamingos, and my friend Miss Renee knows that. And she bought me that spatula. So for someone who doesn't cook, to buy you a cooking instrument that has your favorite design on it, that's kind of a big deal. You know they love you when they do that, because they normally don't even look at cooking stuff. Okay. I'm going to spread this to the end and put our lid on it. And that, my friends, is our sandwich for dinner. I'm going to slice this into individual servings. Somebody's going to get a big one. Okay. And this is our sandwich. Take a look at that. This is going to be so good. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to drizzle the balsamic vinegar on there. This is balsamic vinegar. This is the Modena. They say, everybody always says, now this is authentic. Rest of it isn't authentic, but this is authentic. So this is supposed to be authentic. But just a little drizzle on here. Now we're ready to roll. We'll put our lid back on. And that, my friends, is dinner for tonight. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you give this a try, and we look forward to sharing something again with you real soon. See ya.